Damn,
bone.
He's all bone, but he's hard as nails.
Well, at least he's got height in comparison to his dad.
Yeah. That's
True
right,
story,
bro.
Colin.
Yeah.
he played sensational, man. He played sensational.
Yep.
I
Oh, yeah.
definitely think the Titans were the better team on Friday night, without a doubt.
Yep, agreed.
Well, let's kick it off there because Monday night corridors live and direct from our homes into your guys' one. 28-18 final score. A dub's a dub. 2 points is 2 points. But I'm gonna come out and say that the better team lost on the night. Agree with me, Kate the Point. But like a lot of comments have been saying, sometimes you got to win ugly.
Yeah,
That's right.
Oh,
even trying to say there, bro, it tastes like cold sick. It's it's like for me, the Titans definitely had an agenda. They were there to ruffle feathers, kind of, and just be a nuisance to our forwards, and it worked, and thankfully it was if not for the likes of SJ, Shawnee fucking put on a masterclass, bro. I think it was in the comments as well, but yeah, he brought us out of the fire, bro, more than once.
What was that with? I don't know. Was he sick? He didn't look very how he's usually and shit. Like, I don't know. Like,
Tired as fuck. That'll be the new baby, eh? He hasn't slept in weeks.
I agree.
Look at Tyrone. Look at Tyrone's face.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You should call him Ty for some moral support.
Yeah, I reckon.
But I have to agree. I think he didn't look himself at the start. Oh, have I just blanked out? Sorry, I'm glitching out. He didn't look himself at the start, but then he got into his groove, which obviously we're all happy as fans.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's and there were contentious calls throughout. Some the ref trying not to blame the ref and shit like that, but some of his calls, like that first shoulder charge, I think it was on Dallin, and I was like, bro, the fella didn't even get sent off. I was like, and then Chance goes non-ice, and it's just like, far out, ref. What's going on there? That was frustrating. That was frustrating to watch. And I don't know if you noticed, but when the ref was addressing Tohu and Kieran at that stage, he was, he's addressing both captains, but he was pretty much keeping eye contact with Tohu. And I was just like, hang on, bro, that's a message for both teams. So
absolutely.
Yeah, I got a bit pissed off at that. It was just like, man. It was a shit call.
I just want to salute our captain, actually, because watching the replay today, Tohu was just up in what was it? Who was the fucking ref? Cummins? No,
Cummings. Yeah. Yep.
He was just up in his face, man. Every time he blew the whistle and was, he was up there trying to state his point politely, but usually, like Tohu's, he doesn't really get, and he'll just, if you know what I mean, like he doesn't get fully involved like he was on Friday, but he was just up. He was up in the ref's face, like, bro, like what the fuck's going on? And so I salute you, Tohu. That was awesome to see you up in the official's face, letting him know what's up.
Yeah, we're still waiting to hear from the CEO. See if he was going to chime in and put his 5 cents in, kind of.
I think one abusive text a year is probably a season's probably good enough, my bro. Pay
the fines.
Pay the fines. But if we can just take a step back just a second, there were some predictions last week from us 5. And I wrote them down. For the evidence. I wrote them down for the evidence. So we've got some evidence going on here. We'll start off with Damien. Damien, do you remember what your score was last week, my bro? It was pretty tight.
On my head, it might have been about 28-16.
22-16.
Oh,
wow. So not too bad. Not too bad. Tyrone, you're sitting at a 10-point game of 32-24. 32, no,
True.
8-point
I
game.
think it was 8 point because you were 32-22, so I changed it.
You're right. I went 32-22. Tons 28-16.
Oh,
Nicely done,
there
Tars.
you go.
And the bro from Focky Beach. The bro from Focky Beach with the Super League jersey on, the rarest $10,000 Super League jersey going on right there.
Right.
Bro had it at
Way
Four-
off.
42-18.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you got that.
In my defense, bro.
Yeah.
I thought we were up for it. And it might have been the whole that the bye week just doesn't work for us or whatever. Because I thought we were gonna come out fired up, man, and just lay into them and just stick it to them. And I was like, oh bro. That was and I didn't even get to catch the first 25 minutes. I had to wait till later because I got my timings wrong.
Yeah, talk us through that, bro. What happened? What
Yeah.
happened on Friday night? Friday night, 8 p.m. Where are you?
Oh, so I just finished cooking tea. I was fluffing around because I thought, I swear I got heaps of time. I thought it was 8 o'clock over there, thinking it's 10 o'clock over here. So, and then I seen you guys chatting away and I was like, oh, the game started. And it was like 20 past 8. And I was like, because I was going across to my neighbors. And so by the time I got over there, it was 25 past. And I was like, sorry, bro. Completely fluffed that one. And he was like, it's been interesting, bro. And then, doing the review and stuff was just like, mind you, even from when I kind of caught up with the game, some of the one of the definite highlights for me was Marata fucking giving it to Fafita. I'm not giving it, but just not backing down. I love that shit, and it's just like, that's the one, bro. Sorry. So that was my Friday night. It was, not a good start. Playing catch up.
Not a good start, my bro. Not a good start. You didn't even know the game was on. Yeah,
sure.
As always, we're going to get into the player ratings, but I just want to go through some of these questions that we've had. This one is from, I'm going to get the guy's name. This is a bit of a crack up one, bro. His name's Alan Capples 4887. And it reads, Rocco needs to do more to protect DWZ's hair.
Okay.
Give him some headgear. That'll do it.
Yeah.
Like with this hair pulling shit, I remember like in a Penrith game, it happened, and it's happened to a lot of players with long hair.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna say it, like, tie your fucking hair up, man. Tohu
Not that hard, eh?
Nah, you can put it in a man bun, do some shit, because it's gonna happen. Fuck if, and it's gonna happen. Tie your hair up, man.
I remember a few years ago. So I remember a few years ago, All Blacks, Rodney Suialo used to play, and opposing teams would take credit for ripping dreads off them during the game. It's nothing fucking new. At the end of the day, if you're going to sport that kind of a hairstyle and that kind of a game, it's going to get pulled.
Yeah. Oh, but and Dylan's fucking defense though, the little cunt done it on purpose. It's not like he was he was trying to make a tackle and grabbed him on the back of it, grabbed a handful of hair. And I was just like, what a little bitch.
That's just tactics.
And if you're going in to make a tackle and and you're trying to grab his shirt, but you grab his hair, well, it's going to happen. So tie it up.
Tie it up. Right, maybe we should do one of these other shows in the bye week, and just like everyone can come to the table with different type of hairstyle, whether it's braided or with its top, like a top knot, get the top knot thing going, or a man bun at the back there, or an undercut. Maybe we can come up with some styling ideas for the bro.
or truth is, you might like it. Like, you might like getting his
Hey, you never know. We got to continue on from this comment. This guy's obviously having a bit of a laugh. So he says Rocco needs to do more to protect DWZ's hair. Marata needs to learn not to touch people after being whacked in the face.
Oh, okay.
Dylan
and do what?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
tongue in cheek. I think
Yeah, it's tongue in cheek. It's tongue in
Yeah,
cheek.
it's like,
Right.
bro.
Good on Marata, man. Like you
Yeah.
fucking, like bring back the biff. Far out. Let the boys
Yeah.
have a bit of a go in the middle of the field. There's nothing wrong with it. Shit.
Yeah, there is when you're going to get fucking sent off.
Sent off.
You have to play smarter.
I mean,
Next
like
time you're
the
doing
old
that, you
days
just
where,
smash them.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
like the
yeah,
old
yeah.
days where they just, I don't mean go toe to toe. Well, yeah, I do actually. So it's-
Yeah, I know exactly what you want.
Yeah.
Guns, hey, just have a,
Yeah.
have a
Play smarter.
play smarter.
Yeah.
I don't
But
know.
that
Looks
was
like
that was a shit call too.
He looked beautiful when he went to take on David. I was like, damn, you look handsome as doing that.
Yeah. But
nah,
that
it
was a
was
shit call from the ref, you know,
Mm.
the whole
There's no way it should have been a bin.
yeah.
No
Yeah,
fucking
penalty, yeah,
Penalty
okay,
at
whatever.
most.
Yeah.
Do we think it was the? Because I was like, is that just a sinister way for the ref to kind of balance the numbers out on the field? Because he'd already
Definitely.
I
sent one
thought so.
100,
Yeah.
100%.
and then he was like, well, fuck, I can't bin for feeder because then they won't, so I'll just send this cunt because,
Yeah, you can't bin for feeder for hitting him in the face, but you can bin the other guy for retaliating and getting whacked in the face.
Yeah.
It even came up on James Graham's podcast. Even he said the same thing. He was like, if you're going to bin one for a slap, you've got to bin for feeder for the same thing. He was like, it's disgraceful. So,
And even the commentators, even the commentators were saying it. They're like, really? They're both not gone? It's just like, wait. Yeah. Shit call
I
from
think,
the
and I
ref.
think people were saying that, benefit of the doubt, he was just trying to push him off to play the ball. But I'm like, I don't think you push up.
Yeah. And Marata hit the target, bro. It's just like, I'm just letting you know, bro.
Got a really good one here. It's a bit of a long one, but I will read it in its entirety, and you guys can chime in with any of your guys caught it all. But Emmanuel BM9VN, if you're watching this, brother, you got some. Yeah, I agree with a lot of things you say. He says, Jaden Campbell has our number. He's been killing us since 2021. So when I saw him starting, I knew it'd be a long night. SJ once again pulled us out of the gutter with a masterclass, but man, was our pack underwhelming at the end. A bit embarrassing that we got gassed before the Titans, despite playing with a man advantage for so long. Probably our worst performance this season, but all that matters is the dub. Thoughts on that one?
I don't like it when people go, we got the 2 points, but I just don't like it when we win like that. Like, I just thought it was really disappointing. But I disagree with one thing. I actually thought the last 15 minutes of that game was probably the best we played was in the final 15 minutes. And I think, that's my opinion. I think the final 15 minutes is probably the best of the game.
Well,
going into the second half, we'd already had 9 errors, and they were all handling errors too. I also know that our completion rate was like 72%, I think, which is, and over the last 2 weeks, it's gotten pretty low because halfway through the season, weren't we sitting at in the 80-90% of completion sets?
Yeah. Oh, it was better. It was definitely better.
Yeah. So that needs to be sorted. But anyway, Emmanuel, I agree. Jaden Campbell bust us open plenty of times. He's a dangerous little player. We were our own worst enemy on Friday night. But I think the last 15 minutes were probably our best of the game. Watching the replay today. Yeah.
My biggest disappointment from that game was that we just, with the numerical advantage, we played with one extra player for good 63 minutes. We still should have smoked them.
Absolutely.
But again, the flip side to that, the Titans had an agenda and they stuck to it. They just put pressure on us and kind of managed to keep us sticking to our game plan. Again, I was watching the halftime talk thingy in the changing sheds. Everyone's tuned into Uncle Anaru. He's sitting there and the whole fucking team's taking on board what he's saying. So whatever he was saying, they addressed the shit from the first half, whatever, but they did kind of, I just wanted to see the team rip them apart, especially with the advantage we had. Yeah, and it just didn't come about.
I expected the same thing, Neil. I thought as when, because I was hoping it was a send off and it was. So I just thought, yeah, man, like it's on, game on now. We're gonna take these to the cleaners. But it didn't happen. I don't know why. Like, was it their game plan? Had it changed? Because usually we play a really composed game of footy. Like we don't panic. We're really composed. But on Friday night, it was, like all the backs dropped the ball. They all made errors.
Yeah, I think when we get into our player ratings, we're probably going to see, because we've all been looking at those, all the players and everything. I think we'll probably see where it was. I mean, from what we could see, it was just, just some poor passing. The gelling that we've been gelling with and the momentum that we've had from, say, the Raiders and the Sharks, and even going back to the Dragons. It felt like, and this kind of goes back to what we were saying before, right? Buys were just not good at coming back after buys, man. This was like, and I said to you guys in the chat as well, I was like, how about instead of going for buys, all the Warriors players get like dispersed around the country to all of the clubs, because like Adi Savia was playing for some bloody club team, and like in the past, all these players go to all these tiny little clubs. Why can't we do the same with our boys? They just all get dispersed into all these little country, country clubs all over the place.
Yeah, not a bad idea, bro.
I wonder why that is. I wonder. It's a hard one to put your finger on as to why, because you should come out of a bye refreshed. and amped up to play. But, it seems that I know we won over Canberra because we just come out of a bye, didn't we, before we played Canberra?
Yeah.
And we only won by 1 point there, but we even looked disjointed there. So
they came out of a bye.
Oh right. Oh yeah.
And we had a 5-day turnaround, and we broke that stat of no one's ever won after a 5-day turnaround. I read this somewhere. No one's ever won after a 5-day turnaround whilst the other teams come off a bye.
Oh wow, we were the only team to do that?
Apparently so.
Oh, wow.
Someone in the comments, prove me wrong.
Maybe it's a bit of a tactic. On our bye rounds, coach takes it easy, gives the players a good fucking rest due to the length of the season, due to fucking playoffs around the corner, rather than, as you say, chucking them through games that aren't required,
Is it I'd like to, that's an interesting point, Damien. Do the boys get rested, so if they've got a bye, so do they have like a week off training?
And you wouldn't think so, but
I hope not. I hope not.
Days off, like if they're going.
Yeah. They might get the first 2 days, maybe 3 max. Still training though. But the actual because it won't kick off again proper for them till the following week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So their weekend of the bye, whatever they're doing, if they're working on set plays, but their week off. So the week before the bye, it's meant to be rest and recuperation. Rehab or whatever.
I will say one thing though, the rush defense, whether they were onside or not, they kept on shutting down, the backdoor passes or the ball out to here, and I think Metcalf did that stupid tip pass because he was just, they were all over him. So, perhaps you got to look at that as well. If you look at the replay to see if they're actually onside, but they were all over us.
Yep, they played well.
I think it was one of their best games of the season, actually, the Titans.
I would think so.
Yeah, I agree, and I think I was just going to add to it. I think Tyson's just played well, and they threw us off our game. And I think listening to Webby at the end, he was talking about we just need to learn how to make adjustments, and I think that was very evident. I think the boys may have thought that obviously they didn't think the Titans were going to play bad, but I think they weren't expecting them to come out that strong. And I think it was just those mid-game adjustments. We just weren't adjusting right, and then obviously with Charnze going off, that kind of added to it as well. So I think it's just we want this. We want our boys to be chucked in a bit of the deep end, so then it gets stronger for the playoffs. So
absolutely.
I thought it was okay, personally.
Yeah, that was a good point, Ty, that you made. Yeah, I didn't see it like that until you mentioned it, but I was like, actually, yeah, that's a good point.
I'll just read one more kind of question on the chat before we move forward. Peter Walters. I know Peter Walters. Are you the Peter Walters, bro? Maybe Beck's running lateral too much. Too much backdoor passes, mix it up with front door too. Well, Jackson Ford scored a try, and that was pretty much front door. I think he only runs front door. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, a lot of our text definitely on the right is that backdoor to Charnze or to Opaki was now joining the line. But yeah, not taking anything away from how they played as well.
Yeah, they were definitely attacking our.
Good question.
Their left edge was coming down our right side a lot. So they were definitely targeting Dallin, and a couple of times they got through. I think it was one of the, might have been twice where they just fumbled the pass or whatever, but they were trying that edge, our right edge, Dallin's edge, when they were on attack, and it was so that if they'd kind of seen that perceived weakness or gaps here or whatever, but yeah, they were definitely trying it down that side. It was like, okay, Dallin's gonna be busy tonight, bro.
Yeah, hard out. Well, it's come to that time of the show where we go around the circle, and everyone's had their 2 days to review and to watch their section of the players that we're going to be doing our team ratings on. So kicking it off with our the CEO of the Pōneke Pirates. This Wahine Tour has got a team list that looks like the all-stars of NRL.
Nice.
But looking after our interchange is Tarns. Tarns, take it away. How was the player ratings for you on Friday night?
Do you know what? I didn't write them down actually.
That's all good.
I notes and realised that I'd done all the bets and I didn't get round to anyway.
Whatever you remember. Yeah.
It took a while. I was actually surprised that Webby didn't bring on Dallin earlier. I think he brought him on 30 minutes into, like, in the last 10 minutes, him and Jazz. But bro, what a difference they made as soon as they came on. And I think there was a run off Jazz. Jazz made a run, a little run. Then I think it might have been an offload to Walker, and that's when SJ went over for the first try. Was it? Or no, the pass out to Dallin. Second try, and that was just shortly after they both came on the field. So it just shows you how much energy they bring when they come onto the field. And I was thankful for that. Really thankful for that. Joshy didn't come on till really late. And Sirinen, I didn't even check, but I'm not even too sure how much minutes he played. But
I think Sirinen came on in the last maybe 5.
Sirinen got either 5 or 10.
9 minutes.
Oh wow. There you go.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm wondering if we would have done better with Bunty on coming off the bench, to be honest. Just a bit more power. I don't know. Yeah, that was a strange one that Bunty got dropped in place of Sirinen. And is it because Sirinen probably makes more meters with ball in hand? Does he, actually? I don't know.
It's an interesting thing, eh? Well, the way I seen it, because I was the same, I was like, man, I would have preferred Bunty before watching the game. But after kind of going through the stats, because I had the interchange, and I'm going to be glitching out, guys, so hopefully you guys see me. I think they've brought him in because a lot of our second rows can go into the prop position. So you can go, Niukuri can go into that position as well as even Tohu. So I don't think they need more replacements with the forwards in terms of props. But our second rows actually need a bit more help. So I was looking at it like, man, it would be good to have Bunty. I think we've got a lot more cover for our props than we do probably our second rows. And I was like, that's probably why. It's a bit more versatile than having Bunty there.
You've got the interchange, eh?
Yeah, I've got Interchange.
So I got backs. Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Ah,
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
I'm
have
like,
my whānau. I don't have my wānau. The interchange, the
wait.
Oh, here we
interchange
go.
is a
Here we
tie.
go.
Here we
yeah,
go. Here we go. But that's all good.
Sorry,
Right.
Typhon. I was like, did you just say you got interchange? I was like, fuck.
I just
Yeah.
realized too. Sorry, I should have jumped in earlier, guys. Might have been a bit smarter, right?
All
No,
good.
but
Take the
good,
fight.
good going there, Tans. You did really well.
No, actually, I did it because I had all the
She hasn't.
I had all
Yeah.
the backs turned down, and when Nick goes, oh, interchange, I'm like,
No.
what? Like,
My bad. I'm gonna throw my hand up. I'm gonna put my hand up.
This is the mid-game adjustments.
The mid-game
Yeah.
adjustments. So again,
I'll hand it over to you, Ty, and you can
you can do the interchange, brother.
and do a good job of it because I just
Yeah.
and let us know
All
these
good,
facts,
Kev.
so I'll be interested
good.
to know.
So everyone that's watching, we just felt like the Warriors in the weekend. And now we're just adjusting the halftime speech. Adjusting
Yeah,
now.
bro. Getting blowing up. Now we're gonna come back out here and do it properly. Nah, all good. Interchange. Over to the
Okay.
brother, Tyrone.
So, yes.
CEO and owner of Waikato Kings.
Sure.
You know, the big season for these boys, but Interchange had a little bit of kōrero from Tans. Let's get the real kōrero from the bro who's actually got all the stats.
Please, thank you.
No worries. Yeah, apologies. I might be glitching out here. My camera seems to be playing up, but we'll try and get through it.
Sweet, bro.
But yeah, to kick us off, we'll start with Mr. Walker himself. Again, I'm a big fan of the signing. I got to try and let my bias not get into my ratings, but very hard once you actually see some of the things that he was doing in the weekend, especially when you look at the stats. So he went for 109 meters, which it's not much for 30 minutes, but one line break assist, had 18 tackles, and was on for 30 minutes. And like Tans has already said, I thought he came on a little bit late, but hey, in Webby we trust. They might have seen something and said that maybe we'll hold him off for a bit. And it showed once he came on, especially him and his bold brother, and I'll get to him soon. They brought a lot of energy and just straightened up the attack. And I think Walker's done that every time he's come off the bench. So like Tans already mentioned, he came on and after Jazz had his run, Walker took his run with Tohu. Great shape. Fed it to Sean Johnson, and Sean Johnson does what he does, okay, off of those. So that was great. Also, to Ford's try, Sean Johnson actually did a cut back into Ford, and Ford scored. Again, Walker set up that, positioning, just centered the line attack, and then off that kind of fast play, the ball led to that try as well. So he's just doing little things that if you go to any of the tries, any of the kind of setups, he's always involved, not in the plays necessarily, but he's before it, he's around it. So for me, that's what he brings to the Warriors. He just brings a bit more, structure to the boys, and they play off it really well. So for me this week, I was running with a potential 7.5, but I'm trying to not go with the 0.5s. So I don't think he was high with the 8. So I gave him a 7 this week. So Dylan Walker was a 7 this week.
Nice, bro.
For our next man, I actually don't know what numbers these guys are playing in, but I'm just going to run with his bold brother Tavanga here. So for him, in terms of stats, nothing too crazy. He had 17 tackles for 21 minutes. For some reason, I actually thought he played a lot longer.
What, did he only play 21 minutes?
Yeah, 21 minutes. So a short stint, and probably best, coming off an injury, didn't have a game in the New South Wales Cup. I actually thought he did really well in terms of his lungs. First game back, always the hardest game to kind of get out there. So I thought he did really well. But then you just kind of saw later in the piece he got a bit tired. There was a costly drop ball. Especially when we were in a bit of a tussle there. He dropped the ball in one of his hit-ups. And then also what led to Stimpson's try, there was a break by Tanner Boyd. Him and Marata were just a bit fatigued at the marker. So Marata got beaten. He was second marker, went to cover and missed. So I guess, again, fatigue, I can't blame him because he's been off. But again, you're on the field. You're hoping the boys can, size up. So for him, I was kind of leaning more to a 6.5. I thought it was a gutsy effort, but again, not 0.5. So I gave him a 6 this week. But I thought it was a really good effort coming off, injury and,
First game back.
First game
Let me
back.
get better.
And I think
Yeah,
so too. And I think,
exactly.
to be honest, I think we missed someone like him too. I'm actually
Mm.
glad that we have him back in our team. And yeah, I thought it was well effort, good effort for first run back.
Did you say that he had a game at Cup?
No, I
Yeah.
don't think he did. No, I don't think
I
he
don't
did.
think so.
Oh,
I think he did. I thought he played
Well-
one game in Cup.
I might have. I don't know. So
Maybe I'm wrong.
I might be wrong, but I felt like he did because he was actually quite on. So yeah,
Maybe.
someone in
Cool.
the comments might be able to correct us on that. So in terms of we'll go next. We'll go with Mr. Curran. I'll be honest, I can't really remember him in the game. He played for 20 minutes. There was some kind of good stints out there, but I actually don't remember him much. And I'm going a bit off feeling here for scoring. Didn't really give him a high score this week. I was leaning more to a 5.5, but I gave Curran a 5 purely just because I can't remember him in the game.
Yeah.
But you know, nothing bad to say about him either. So no point giving him a low
Yeah.
score either. So that's what I gave Curran this week. In
True.
terms of Bailey Surinam, so just to go back to what I was sharing before, I was kind of my preference before their game was to have someone like R4 to come off the bench, but kind of R4's game, he's just a straight up and down guy. He's only going to run hard and kind of tackle himself out. Now, not to say that Bailey's got any X factor to him, if I had to be honest, but he does add versatility. And I think sometimes with our boys, unfortunately we have the Marauders that get sunburned or something happens, and I think we just need a bit more depth at the second row position, more than our props. So I thought Bailey again didn't really do nothing special. In terms of he played 9 minutes, can't really do much in that time, but he did do a quick play of the ball. So he got a cutback as well. Quick play of the ball that led to Tohu's try. So without that good play of the ball, we might have had the platform for Tohu to run straight in. So just on that, nothing special, but 9 minutes, can't really score. I gave him also a 5 as well. And then this was the question: do we who rates the 18th man? So we had a discussion in
Big
our
question.
messages.
Oh yeah.
And this week we've decided that myself and also Real that's going to be doing the backs, he can also vote on him and see what the difference is in our ratings. But purely because he's coming off the bench, I thought, why not vote on him? But for Tane, I don't know if this was planned, but to have him at 18th man and know that CharnzeNicoll-Klokstad's got to go off and get him to slot in, masterstroke or coincidence or luck, I don't know.
Luck, my bro. Can you imagine if we had? Can you imagine if we had Lussick, or can you imagine if we had Bunty there?
Yeah.
Well, I was like, I just totally forgot that we could sub him in. So I was already thinking, oh, yep, they might push Murata to centre and, maybe put
Dallin
PWZ at the back.
at the back.
Or even Curran into that centre. But then when Tane came on, well, oh, okay, yeah, sweet, meat. Perfect cover. Fullback for a fullback. But in terms of his game, highlight solid under the high ball for a little dude, man. He can get in. And sometimes you think he's going to drop him. I was like, man, he caught. I can't remember any drop ball from him. Clear high ball, so that was awesome. I think when he got on, there was a time where there was a backline play, kind of questioned himself, chucked it over, and didn't really work out. Thought he could have put in the grubber, but hey, we can see that because we're watching the TV. He had
that was his first touch, bro.
Yeah,
well, exactly.
And NRL since bloody round 1.
So can't blame him, but maybe a little grubber might have been a better option. But hey, it is what it is. And then the try by Fafita, he did well to kind of jump on and hold that play down before Fafita took it from dummy half, and then little man, big man or little man, more than likely Fafita was going to win that battle and scored that try. And then I think just in terms of the back line, just some of the tips they either just behind the player, not on. So they the backline wasn't as strong with him in there. And I think that's just purely because he doesn't obviously line up with the boys every single week. So the chemistry was a little bit off when he had the chance to be that fullback passing to central wing. So just purely on that, I thought he did really well actually to come on. He had 165 meters, played 63 minutes, obviously with Chance gone. But just because of a few errors and flew and being a bit flat, I gave him a 7 this week. So yeah, that's my
That's
scores.
fair. That's fair.
Nice.
Uh,
That's fair.
Nice, right? Very nice.
Hey, just kind of question for you. I'm kind of like reading between the lines how you're saying, Marata's good for getting sent off and, don't have a lot of cover in that second row position. Are you saying that we might need another second row in our interchange? And is it time we start having a kōrero about Zion Maiu?
that's the question. Like,
Is that the...
nothing against Bailey. Sorry if I'm glitching out again. Nothing against Bailey, but I feel like if we can have a versatile, like again, not a Walker versatile, but a solid, strong, runner that can play like a Mapane or even a Marata on the bench instead of a Bailey. That's what I would prefer. And do we sign someone like that? We've been talking about centers. We've got RTS coming next year. We still got Ali and the benches that can slot into centers. But I think it's that versatile, strong man, second row on the bench is probably what we're missing to replace Bailey. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
No, I agree. I agree with that. I just don't think Bailey has much of an impact when he comes on. I don't think he's a strike weapon or I don't know. He just doesn't leave a mark really. And that might sound horrible, but
No.
yeah, I just don't think he doesn't bring much impact with him, except to relieve a tired,
Oh, yeah.
You're right, Tons.
You right there, Tons?
Okay.
It's all right. That's when you talk about Bailey Surinam. Yeah, I suppose a lot of us fans will probably say the same thing about someone like Pompey, right? But then Pompey goes and gets another deal. It's I suppose what's the coach got and planned for that position and for that player, and obviously he's given Surinam quite a few chances, right? In this season. So maybe he's got a longer term vision for him. Who knows? But Webby I trust anyway.
Absolutely.
And maybe just one addition to it is because Bailey has been playing that 9 role, and obviously a lot of us were probably saying like Jazz or even Walker could slot into 9 if we need it. But I'm like actually prefer Bailey to go there if we need to, so those boys can keep their running game. So maybe that's the reason why he's just got a lot more under his, I guess, toolkit or tool belt that the coaching like about him compared to the others.
The super sub.
Yeah, hard out. Awesome. Awesome interchange. Flicking it over to our spine, looking after our 1 who only played a few minutes. Our 6, 7, and 9 is the Super League superhero. The dude who loves his beanies and loves his Warrior memorabilia. Got every single jersey from every single season. This whole collection is worth more than his house.
I wish, bro. I wish.
The CEO of the Southern Hunters, flicking it over to you, bro. Out the back door, Rio Daniela. Take it away, cuz.
Thanks, bro. I'll actually say on the record, there are Warriors jerseys out there that I just wouldn't wear, man. Some of them I just think, there's a couple, but I just remember looking at them thinking, fuck, what the fuck were you thinking?
Yep.
I feel a future episode coming on here.
Yeah. Right, we'll kick into it. The spine. So I'm gonna go from my lowest score to the highest, So the spine. More by default, this guy got the lowest score only because he got his, the Titans were trying to cave his head in. But I'll start with Chance. For that first, so Chance was on for 17 minutes. Those stats: 8 runs, 72 meters, 18 post contact meters, 37 kick return meters, 1 line break, all in 17 minutes. Sorry. So for me, Chance was just settling in. He was always going to be. He's just solid. Just gets on with his job. And yeah, it was just a shame. It was a shame that it ended up being a HI. Golden opportunity for the young fellow to come on, but I guess from the ratings point of view, for the 17 minutes that he put in, in all fairness, I could only really give him. But sorry, I half my score too, so it's out of 5. So I gave him a 3 out of 5. Yeah, just because he was only on for the first half. But it does raise the question: how long is he still down for? And what game does Chance get back for?
Must be 11. Must be 11 days, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he's not playing the next one.
It must be.
11
Has to be
days,
11
so
days.
He'll be back in time for, is it Manly after the Tigers?
Yep.
Yeah, so he'll
Okay.
be, well, depending on if the doctor says he's all good, then he'll be back for that game.
Yeah. But I did feel for him because, beginning of the season, the guy was a bit of a flop artist. Whereas this one was took a mean shoulder to the head, and but prior to that, he was just settling into his job like he does every single weekend. Just so it was a shame. But 3 out of 5 for Chance for me. Right, next. So is it Taine or Tane? The 2-old picky.
Good question. Good
Yeah.
question. We've got to find out.
Yeah. But so the young fella came on, had big shoes to fill, real big shoes to fill, played for 63 minutes, 17 runs, 165 meters, which was pretty outstanding actually for a sub, the super sub. 36 post contact meters, 74 kick return meters, and made 6 tackle breaks, sorry. Young fella had big shoes to fill, which wasn't easy. Ty said it before, good under the high ball. The amount of bombs he diffused, it just threw himself at them. He had a couple of those passes, those set-up plays probably weren't so great, but still it was early on in the game. But as the game progressed, he definitely got settled into his role. He was solid. He was solid with the kick returns, and just even watching him play, he reminded me of Lance Hire, or even the little general, just stature wise, but quick, just super nippy on his feet, was stepping inside players both ways, so, and I like that. I did like that. Nuggety, fast, good step, reliable as under the high ball. So for his contribution, Tane, Joel Picky, I gave a 6.5 out of 10 for his efforts.
Solid.
Right, moving on.
I was just going to say, they had Jaden Campbell. We had his dad, Preston Campbell.
Yeah, I reckon, bro. Okay, the next player, Luka Mikafu, or Luke Metcalf. He was so quiet in the first half, but slowly got into the game. He likes to snipe, likes to take those runs, and I really like that. Being the standoff. He's tiny, but he's just not afraid, and I fucking love that, man. He gets smashed. He's always going to get smashed, but the times where he don't, and especially when he's backing himself, he's I just like that. There weren't that many opportunities for him Friday night, but he's still trying it on. Dylan's pass to Luka. And when he got the try that wasn't a try. Metcalf was just in front of him. It was just a shame that he couldn't didn't pull the handbrake back a bit, and because that was a beautiful setup, man. That was a beautiful break, and the Titans were toast, man. We had them. So yeah, that was a real shame that we didn't get to finish that. But nice individual play. And his when he broke the line, chipped ahead for himself, and if it wasn't for the bounce of the ball, that would have been a beautiful individual try. But it skewered sideways, and but again, that's that Aussie cockiness, just goes for it. Got outside his marker, and then just took him on. I didn't, yeah, I don't think he was too bad. And I think one of the last runs he done, he got fucking smashed. But still giving it heaps. Gives it his all right to the end. So for me, Luca, did I do his stats? No, I did not. He was on for the whole 80 minutes. Ran 10 times 100 meters, 19 post-contact meters, 3 line breaks, 8 tackles, 1 missed tackle. Yeah, 2 handling errors and 2 errors. So, you know, on balance, Luca got a 6 out of 10 for me for Friday night. 2
Nice
more.
one, bro.
Yeah, 2 more. Wade, Mr. Egan, our rake, our hooker, played the whole game. 8 runs, 85 meters, 22 post contact, 2 line breaks, 1 try assist, that pass to Tohu, and 4 hit ups. And yeah, Wade was he was working hard on defense. He was working really hard. He got into a bit of a groove. First half, good service to the forwards, just sharp and crisp. And then he was starting to snipe from dummy half. He kept the defense honest and guessing, you know, but second half, more sniping from Wade, good sweeping defense from him. The Barney offload to Wade, good yards. Just he got you definitely saw that he got into that space where he knew he could just start backing himself, and that's exactly what he's doing. Yeah, and I like that. I like that from a good hooker. Still doesn't have much of a kicking game, but what he lacks in kicking, he makes up for. And that sniping, shooting out from dummy half, reading the defense, finding gaps. So yeah, so Friday night for me, Wade got a 7.5 out of 10.
Nice one, bro. He's not shy of doing a couple of no-look passes as well.
Yeah. He's got quite a deceptive little step too, which is kind of, yeah, I like it. I do like it. Right, my last player in spine, the man of the moment, SJ. Yeah, the little general incarnate. Yeah, bit rusty that first 10, 15 minutes. Yeah, his plays were just a little bit off, but his defense was tight. His defense was tight all game. You know, he was making his tackles. Came into his own in their last 15 minutes. You know, scored a try, stepped for feeder, which I just thought was fucking justice for the bullshit call. But he scores a try, and then he gets that flick pass back from Dallin. You know, and I mean that had to be the pass of the season, man. That inside pass, but. And I mean, did Dallin even know he was there, or was that just a Hail Mary? Was he?
No.
Yeah, because it was
like too good.
Yeah. He had the 3 defenders on him, and Sean just had the presence of mind to, you know, even flicking it out to Dallin, he was backing him up. I guess if anything, if he's going to end up playing the ball, to be that dummy half. But yeah, on the receiving end of a beautiful pass. Yeah, second half, it was mentioned earlier, just a masterclass. Got us out of trouble with his kicks. His kicks started getting a whole lot sharper. His bombs, his grubbers, and Sean was just, if he was sick, if he was crook, whatever for the week, he just managed to push through it, you know, and he definitely was our saving grace for the game. Yeah, I was very much impressed with Sean, and the effort he gave to the team. So for me, Shawnee got a 9 out of 10.
Nice.
Yeah, he
expected.
Hard earned. Yeah, yep. Hard earned. And that's me. That's the spine. Oh, sorry, my average was, I think, 7.5 out of 10 for the spine. Yeah. Kia ora.
Kia ora, bro. Wow. Awesome ratings. Awesome quarter all around, you know, skill sets, skills, you know, stuff that I kind of missed as well during the game, bro. So tēnā koe, kia ora.
Good point.
Over to our resident metalhead, CEO and owner, Manawa 2 metalheads, likes some rock music, rocks those dreads. Sick of all the crappy hip hop that they play at the stadium, and he wants to have more. You know, he wants to have more of like some rock and stuff. But over to you, Damien. You've got our forwards, our 8, 10 through to 13. Cuz take it away.
Sure. So I'll start off with AddinFonua-Blake at number 8. I thought Addin played really well the first half. I thought he had some really nice runs, but I thought he was a bit more limited in the second half. I don't know if he got the same kind of minutes as what he normally does. He only got 54 minutes played this round, which I thought was a little bit less than normal. His other stats, he's got 22 tackles, 0 misses, 5 tackle breaks, 1 offload, and 169 meters gained. So I have given him 7.5.
Nice.
But yeah, hoping that he comes back to his just dominant self. I don't think he was as dominant as what he has been previously. Moving over to Mitch Barnett, who started a prop for this game. I thought he looked really nice in that propping position. I do like him playing prop. I think he backs up Addin nicely. Stat-wise, I've got him down for 61 minutes played, 30 tackles, 3 missed tackles, 1 offload for 153 meters gained. So I've given him 7 out of 10.
True.
Jackson Ford, bit of a mixed game. Scored a really nice try off a really nice Sean Johnson try assist. But then, Jaden Campbell, we decided to give him a really nice try assist as well, which I thought was a bit fucked up.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise, stat-wise, 80 minutes played, 1 try, 1 line break, 36 tackles, 2 missed tackles, 6 tackle breaks, 2 errors, 158 meters gained, and 1 kick diffused. So I've given him 7 out of 10. Would have been higher if he didn't decide to give Jaden Campbell some try assists that way.
They missed the knock on with that too, though, you know?
Yeah, I know. But if he isn't going to fucking pass to him, then it wouldn't have happened to begin with.
Yeah.
Just moving over to Marata Nukore. Just wanted to point out he shouldn't have been bent, just penalised. Just, not the right call at all. Stat-wise, 43 minutes played, which isn't a lot. Again, bit of fatigue maybe. So 19 tackles, 2 missed tackles, 73 meters gained, 2 penalties conceded, and again, the sin bin. So I've given him 5.5. Hoping he can get a bit more smart in his play and control that aggression a little bit better, you know. Moving over to our captain. I thought he played really nicely. He had some really nice short passes. Nice try to take the lead. Stat-wise, 72 minutes played, 1 try, 1 line break, 36 tackles. He did miss 8 tackles, which I thought was quite a lot for him. But he did get 142 meters gained, so I have given him 7 out of 10. Again, would have been higher without all those missed tackles. So collectively, I've given them a 7 out of 10.
Sure.
Not bad for the forwards, bro. Not bad for the forwards. I've got a question for you though.
Yeah, bro.
Because Ford is never on the edge, right? And Montoya's telling him to go that way. Because he's a second rower, he doesn't know what's on that side of the field.
He looked lost, though.
He looked lost, right? And that's the reason why he had to go back to his natural habitat, which is like kind of like central-ish.
Yep.
You reckon that was it? Because he might not have had the wheels. He might not have had the wheels to get there.
Yeah.
But it's
he looked lost. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're going to feel that lost being in that spot, then don't go there. Don't get yourself into that position.
He just looked like he did it back himself, which is
he might not have had the wheels anyway to get there, but Montoya's like, there, bro. And he's like, nah, I'm going that way.
Yeah. I would have given Marata 10 out of 10 if he'd knocked Fafita out. Mate, put him on his ass.
Yeah. The only problem with that is we would lose him for like 8 weeks. No way. So,
yeah, that's true.
Very true.
Nice one, my bro. So those are the forwards. Now, got to swing it back around again to the Wahine Toa, the CEO of Pōneke Pirates, the owner, multi-billionaire, owner of Pōneke Pirates. Back over to you, Tarns, to talk about our backs.
Yes, kia ora no, fams. So yeah, I'm doing the backs tonight. I thought our left side backs were really quiet, not as involved as previous games. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe because the Titans were trying to shut down that side purposely because they know they know that SJ is going to put it up in the air and that Dallin and Rocco have got a real good kick chase. So I'm wondering if that's why the Titans just shut them down. But yeah, a few handling errors. All the backs on Friday night were guilty of some bad passes, some drop balls. I'm actually sure that's where most of the handling errors came from, actually, was from our back line. All but the spine member, the fullback. The right side back, surprisingly, I thought they both played good games despite some handling errors from both Pompey and Montoya, but they made some solid runs throughout the 80 minutes. So I think so anyway. Montoya had 7 tackle breaks. 127 run meters, 39 post contact, but he only made 4 tackles with 0 misses. Well, I'm fucking hoping there's 0 misses if you're only making 4 tackles.
Sounds about right for him.
Yeah, 114. 120. It's weird though, because when you're watching the game, and it just seems like they make so many more tackles than that. But So does the first guy is he the only one that gets counted to make the try, even if, say, there's 2 in the tackle?
When I was watching the interview, with Warrior Holic and Shanz.
Yeah.
Shanz is unsure as well, but he's like, I think it's the first person in.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what he said.
That's good to know. Yeah. So I was really impressed with our right side backs because usually, and I know we've had Korero in the past where it's our right side that have been lacking. And our, in both attack and defence, but yeah, so don't know why that is. Dallin dropped the ball. Rocco Berry had a couple good runs, but not much. They were pretty quiet. Adam Pompey had a line break, 3 tackle breaks, 39 PCM, 4 tackles. Did I just read his? No, 0 misses and 114 running meters. So I think those are pretty good stats, really, for our right side. Our left, so Rocco Berry, 1 tackle break, 43 running meters, 1 offload, and 16 tackles with 1 miss. So they must have been busy down that left side, eh? Is that where Titans were going a lot of the time? Who's on the left? Is that Loffy? Over that side? Is that Loffy Pereira? Oh, what are they? 3 and 4 over there.
They're right side, our left.
Yeah, Loffy was in front of DWZ the whole night.
Yeah, so it would have been yeah.
No, and just going back to what I said before, I think their line speed was blistering. They were all over us.
Well, they're known the pump for having one of the fastest back lines, eh? And they showed that they definitely showed that on Friday. But as I've said, I think if Jaden Campbell wasn't there, they wouldn't have been that quick off the mark. I don't know why that kid doesn't start every week for the Titans. Hopefully next season he does, because fuck, he's phenomenal. Anyway, Z, his stats, 1 try. He's got some more right stats. 1 try, 1 try assist, 3 tackle breaks, 111 running meters, 3 tackles, 30 PCM, 30 post contact meters. Yeah. My centre, so my favourite back of Friday night was Adam Pompey, to be honest.
Oh, true.
Nice.
Yeah. I think he had some solid runs. He tried really hard, man. Like just watching the replay, like he had some real good runs, man, and he ran hard. He almost scored a couple of tries too. But got shut down one where I think he might have lost the ball, or was something anyway. But yeah, I thought he played a good game. I didn't give them individual ratings. But I just, as a whole backs, I gave them a 7 out of 10. And that's just for different reasons, like some of their stats, just Montoya's 7 tackle breaks, I thought was really good. The backs running meters were higher than what they've usually been in past games, because in a lot of other games they haven't even topped 100. Well, from what I can remember, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe one of the viewers can set me straight on that. But yeah, that's me. That's my back line. I think 7 out of 10. They've got some good stats, but too many handling errors for me. All 4 of them. And it was, I don't know what happened there, because we're really tidy. You know, usually we're pretty tidy. But, we weren't tidy on Friday. And it's like they all rubbed baby oil on themselves before coming out on the field. That could be the reason for the butterfingers. I don't know. But anyway.
You know something we don't know, Tanya?
Some sort of.
With the baby oil, trust me. Disappointing game, but you know, I love the boys, and I know they'll come out solid next week. They know they fucked up. They know they didn't play a tidy game, and they'll work on that this week. I just want to give a shout out to the Tigers. And thank them for making the effort to bring their home game here to Hamilton. I hope when they walk out that people actually stand up and give them a standing ovation. Just
I think they will.
Appreciation for that, because all those other wankers over there didn't. So
they talk the talk.
Or any fans that might be watching. Yeah.
I saw a post today. Someone was talking about they should do a haka for the Tigers, and I was like, oh, bro, that'd be mean, bro.
That would be cool.
Sharp. Yeah, just to just acknowledge him. I was like, oh, I think that's a good idea.
I think they'd love that too, just because of where they are on the table and the season that they've had with man, because that club's in trouble, eh? Anyway, I know this corridor isn't about the Tigers. I'm just saying that I just hope that they feel appreciated, because I don't think they've felt that this season.
Yeah, no, I think
as long as we also smash them in the scoreline, though.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Ultimate respect.
I think the boys will be wanting to make up for Friday's game and playing a messy game. So I think on Friday, man, and I hate making assumptions now, because I always feel bummed out after the game. But I'm hoping that they're really solid. They tidy up on their errors and their completion rate. And I'm betting can I say my score prediction now?
That's actually a really good segue to get into our score prediction. So Tanya, take it away. Let me get my pen out. Hold on, I'm going to get a pen.
We'll beat them by 40 points.
Okay.
Wow.
So it'll be a gap. Like it'll be 40. It'll be between 32 and 40 points that we beat them by.
Okay. So do you want to put like an exact score on there, or just 40 points?
Nah, I'll say 46. Who kicks their conversions? I'll say 46-8.
Wouldn't it be
46-8?
Wouldn't it be Brooks?
No, he doesn't. Is it Dream Buller? Oh,
It's Cortisol.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, he's cooking into the weekend. Yeah, it was awesome too.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Keep in mind I've got maybe 46-10.
All right, I'm just gonna change the score. 46-10.
Yeah.
Anyone want to go next?
Yeah, I'll go next. I reckon Warriors 36-14.
Ooh.
Big scores, yeah. I'll jump in next. Yeah, I hope we do give them a good old clap when they come out, but you know, I'm not really keen on any sort of haka or fucking pageantry for them, right? It's just like, nah. History shows that whenever that sort of stuff happens, doesn't end well. Doesn't end well. And they could just come over here and smash us. You never know. I don't think it's going to be 40 points. I'm going to say, because they can score tries. I've seen some of their scores. I'm going to give them 16-34.
Nice.
16-24.
34. 16-34.
I don't know what we've done.
18,
Sorry,
18 points.
What did you say? 1634.
I said 1634. Damien said 36-14. Oh, it's the same as Damien's. All right, no, I'm going to change mine. I'm going to change mine. I'm going to change mine to 12-32.
1233. And what was Damien? 1634.
36-14.
Oh, 36-14. I was fucking what? 46-8?
10.
Oh,
46-10.
Okay, next day.
Yep, bro.
What was my score last week?
Your score last week was 44-12.
44-12?
Hmm.
I'll go 44-18.
Oosh.
Yeah, should be a blowout. Oh, and actually,
Said that last week. You said that
shout
last
out
week.
yeah, exactly right. It'll happen, man. It'll happen. Okay. Shout out to the Warriors fans at Seabus on the Gold Coast. Fuck, man, the amount of times you heard them cheering for the boys, it was just like, oh, and even Blocker, he was impressed, and Bossy, you know,
That was amazing.
but yeah, just awesome.
Yep.
The fans got them behind them. I reckon it'll be the same in Hamilton. You know, so to all the whānau fans, the Breevers, you know, if you're heading to the game, get their chunk, man, because it's just you just feed off it. You can't help but get fucking amped by it. But yeah, it would be remiss of me not to mention the fans. But yeah, so fans will get them behind the boys this week. I figure it'd be good to acknowledge the Tigers. You know, the only club that gave us a home game. So yeah, big ups to them. But we're gonna fresh them. Yeah, we're gonna fresh them.
Yeah,
You know what I'm looking forward to, though? I was watching Kane Tuopiki go up against Dream Buller, because Dream Buller is my fullback for my team, so I'm quite excited about that. No, because if you haven't seen Dream Buller play, man, mate, he's good for a young fella, so I'd like to see that match up on Friday.
Two good young fullbacks right there.
that's actually a really good point. Tane's going to be Taine. He's going to be starting. The bro's going to, unless we do that thing again where like he puts DWZ at the back end.
I hope not.
I hope not.
Yeah,
I want to see the young fella again, eh?
Yeah,
Same.
same. Yeah, bro, hard.
In terms of my prediction, what's the weather in Hamilton on Saturday?
Great question.
True that.
So I'm going to act like it's going to be sunny. Waikato's going to put on the sun for us at night, obviously. Watching the Tigers game, they're at the bottom of the table for a reason. But they try. It just doesn't look like they connect. Like it's not just coming off right, you know. And Apiara, their hooker, Buller, awesome player too. But what I noticed is that they love running front doors. And Buller likes taking on the ball. It like barely gets to the second center and the wing. So if they start moving the ball, you know, it'll be interesting to see the game. So I do think the Warriors are going to blow them out if it's a dry paddock. I'm going to go with 52-8.
That'd be awesome.
Sure.
But
It's meant to be raining Saturday night.
it's meant to be raining. Okay, they're 22-20.
Yeah. Just looking at the long range forecast.
I'll stick with my 52-8. And the Rain boys, they're going to play the best game. We're going to love them for it.
Nice.
Them. So yeah, we'll go 52-8.
Sure.
Also,
Get me wrong.
my highlight of that game on Friday was Harris scoring. That made me.
That was
It was nice.
It's been a while.
Yeah, bro.
I wish I put a
First
bit
try
on
of the season.
last time when I was with my sons, and I was telling you, like he was paying $101 to score a try.
Oh.
Yeah, man. I'm
gee.
sure it was $100. He was paying $100 to score a try.
Damn.
And I'm gonna go to the TAB this week because if we're playing the Tigers, mate, I'm betting any of our fucking forwards can score 3 times in the first half.
Really?
True.
Yeah. I reckon Ford will score, Harry or AFB will score, Ford will score, fucking maybe Tohu or Marata or fucking probably all 5 of them, I reckon.
Wow.
Sure.
Yeah, I reckon.
That bad, is it?
Yeah. I reckon
They just, like, I think Ty, what he's, just what he said, that, like, they're not a bad team, but they just haven't clicked. And they're not going to this year, obviously, but there's just, I don't know what it is. They just don't click.
This could be the game. This could be the game where they do click.
yeah.
Knowing our luck.
We saw them off the Raiders on the weekend, and oh my gosh.
That was an ugly game to watch.
Yeah, I don't know how you're finding that, Damien, but it was stressful. Bro.
I wonder if the Raiders want to be in the playoffs, eh?
Are they? But they won though, didn't they, bro? They won, didn't
Just
fucking just.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I think the Tigers are a team that, I can't see them beating the boys on the weekend, even if they do click. I still think our boys can kind of turn it up, and that's why I'm loving Webby talking about mid-game adjustments. It seems like they're trying to get ready for those moments. I feel like the Tigers need to just kind of put one foot in front of the other, so it's kind of hard to see them beating us. But in saying that, I just think the way that the boys are playing, and especially it will be cool to see Topiki at the back instead of seeing Dalen there. I think last week was kind of a bit of a tune-up, okay, we can't play like that again, or else we can get beaten by any team. So I just think they're just going to come out with a hiss and a roar this week, and respectfully beat the Tigers.
Maybe. Well, is Kossi? Oh, he's not match fit yet, eh? Maybe he might put Dylan at fullback and maybe chuck Vailea or Williami on the, might chop and change that around maybe. Who knows? But we'll have to wait for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Talking about team list.
Talking about
that's the highlight of my season. Fuck, I was going to say something. Oh, I forget now. But yeah, when you were talking about that mid-game, whatever. What did you say? The mid-game
adjustments.
I think they relied too much on SJ to make those. He's the only one that makes those adjustments, and so with Dylan coming on, when he does come on, I think that's why the momentum changes the way it does, is because he can take some of that pressure off SJ, and he's really good at that. Also, he's played in the halves, he's played in the centres, so he can take some of that pressure off and make those adjustments too.
Yeah.
Actually, what?
Sorry, Taz, that actually reminds me, where they can sting us, and this was happening at the weekend against the Raiders, is Jerome Buller, when they do the high kick, so Brooks does a high kick, Jerome Buller can catch their ball and he was jumping over Rapana, and Rapana can jump as he did to us. But we got Tane at the back, he's been jumping, but he's a bit smaller. So if they start getting a couple of those, it might turn into an interesting game because Buller can jump. So that's the only place I can see them stinging us. Other than that, it'd just be, grind them out.
Because you've seen him with Penrith. I mean, fuck, he took all the bombs that Cleary put up, in the Cowboys game. So that's why I'm interested. I'm actually quite happy that I get to see that battle between these two young fullbacks on Friday.
Hard out.
Yeah.
And just going back, going to our conversation with Dalen. If he does go fullback, hey, he might. But we were talking about his maybe him getting a haircut or changing his hair. So I thought, why don't we look at that and see what it looks like?
Here we go.
Give us a couple of options.
Oh wow.
Maybe he can go with some dreads. I know it's not tying it up, but hey, might as well put it out there. Maybe he can go to Mayor Model South and get a haircut. Look slick there.
Pretty fly in that first one with the black t-shirt on.
Yeah, so hey Dalen, bro, if you're watching the haircut, we've got our resident Wahine saying you're looking nice there. I don't know, your partner might say the same thing. Here's just a couple of options so your hair doesn't get pulled.
Nice.
I don't know about the dreads one, but it's probably going to add to the hair pulling.
Yeah, I'd say so, bro.
Yeah, pretty styly though. Those dreads are styly.
Should get penalised. Like I know in previous games they've pulled hair, but it looks like a lot of it looks accidental. But do you still think it should be penalised, even if it is? Because you could tell Loffy pulled Dallin's here on purpose on Friday. You could tell it wasn't an accident. Do you think players should be penalised for doing that, even if it is pure accident?
I don't think so. I don't want to be watching a game where you penalise for fucking hair pulling. There shouldn't be fucking that kind of bullshit.
I agree. But I do think, yeah. It's a tough one. I think it should. I think it should be tied up. To be
If you don't want it pulled, yeah, fucking sort it out. Simple.
Yeah. Dallin's fault. He should tie it up.
It probably looked good in a top knot.
Again, I feel like another episode coming on. I feel like another episode coming on where we're going to have them, another bye weekend kind of thing. But,
Yeah.
no, I've got.
Can I ask the question now? I mean, I think we're going to stay in the top four, and I say that with confidence.
Yeah.
That we're going to stay in the top four.
Yeah. Where?
Do you think? I mean, I know.
Third or fourth.
I'm really confident that if we do get in the top four, I'm really confident we can beat Melbourne. What about the other two?
Broncos and Penrith? On our day, yes, but
Yeah. So I watched a bit of the Penrith game after our game Friday night, and fuck, man, they are just clinical, eh? They just ground the Storm down, and it's again, it's why they're first. Really can't see anyone pushing them. I mean, the Broncos might get close, but then it depends on points for and against. And they've only got 4 games to get I think they're on like 270 points. So they're well ahead of second and third. They're just clinical. And that's Cleary. That's Cleary all over. But if any team's gonna do it, I really think it'll be us that'll knock them over. I mean, just because of the season that we've had so far. Yeah, okay, we haven't played top 8 teams since the first half of the season. And maybe that's part of Webby's ultimate plan, moving into the playoffs. But I reckon, we're going to be locked into either second or third. It'll be between us and the Broncos. Fourth at worst, but fourth's not bad leading into the playoffs.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we haven't been that high up for a long time. So, yeah. I think one of those stats they were saying was Warriors hadn't won 5 away games in a row for 20 years. Yeah. So,
that was a good year for us.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly.
Yeah. I've been playing with the league predictor thingy on NRL.com, trying to sort out what's, trying to do all the scores and the draw and see what kind we end up with, and I still had us sitting at third just because I think the Panthers and Broncos can definitely beat the last 4 teams they have as well. So I think we're going to finish third, if lucky second. It's quite interesting, right? I think because defensively I think the Panthers have got the lowest against, but I feel like that's the hardest thing, is that they've got a good defense. And then the Broncos, I think they're quite similar to us. I think their against is quite similar to us. I think we're only like 1 or 2 points difference, but they've obviously scored more. So, it's like with both teams, obviously Panthers can attack, but it's really, can you break them? And then when you play Broncos, can you, obviously defend, but can you keep up with how much they can score?
Yeah.
And, it's on the day with those 2 teams. Every other team, I definitely think we can smack the Storm. But I think
bro.
Panthers and Broncos are the 2 teams that on the day. We'll see how we go.
Yeah, hard out. Now it's gonna be an interesting week.
Because how long the finals for this? So we've got 4 rounds. What, 1, 2, 3, 4 left for the normal season, and then how long do the finals go for? 3 weeks, is it?
4 weeks.
4 weeks.
It's a 4-week format. Yeah, it used to be. So the old. It used to be the beginning of September. Every weekend until the end of September was the grand final. But because of the 17th team this year, they've gone. The last round is the first weekend of September, and then the playoffs start. So the first weekend of October is the GF weekend.
Oh, nice, man. Yeah. Okay. Well, fuck. I hope the boys. Yeah, I think they'll be solid as this week. I've got no doubt they will be.
Going to see you on Tuesday. Tuesday, you're going to see what that team list is looking like.
I'm hoping Tane's there. I think
who's going to be our number one?
Yeah.
I'm glad we didn't have to reshuffle our back line and put Dallin at fullback. And I think, yeah, having to change and that's only because I didn't want to I was hoping we didn't have to make those changes to our outside backs. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. Never mind.
All good.
You're right, guys.
But guys, we're going to wrap it up because it's going to be an interesting week. We're looking forward to seeing everyone's thoughts on the team list coming out, and
watch this space.
Saturday. It's Saturday, isn't it? Not Friday.
Saturday.
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 Oh, cool. 7:45, 7:30, 7:45, something like that.
Looking forward to it.
So by the time I get home from work, it'll almost be on. I like that.
Nice.
Right,
loving the fan vibe. Just fucking, because I think they've done the players chant again. The Gold Coast fans, and it's just like, wow, that's pretty cool, man. Just there's a pick me up, whatever. But the vibe is, the bandwagoners are very much got the train going.
Making some noise.
Let's keep it going. So, yeah, Etefano, have a good night. See you guys on the chat. See you guys on the comments. And up the Warriors.
Go the fuck Warriors.
Warriors will go.
All right. Okay, have a good week.
Thank you.
See you, everyone.
All right.